Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and guess where I'm at today? I am back to work at the Notpolish warehouse. And before we get started, do you guys like my new hair color? I dye it to match the Notpolish red cap, and of course I dye it to match my shoes because I'm always wearing black and I love black and red, so match my shoes. Do you guys like it? I did it myself. Okay, but before we get started today, we're gonna have two winners coming up to my next video because I forgot to announce the last one. So for you to enter to win the next giveaway, make sure you watch the video, answer my question. That's how you enter to the giveaway. And for today's nails, we're gonna be doing some, I want to say red, but no, it's purple. We're gonna do some purple nails with some purple hearts. Super easy. I always say it's easy, but it is easy. So check it out, guys. Okay guys, I already have the Notpolish Universal Tips on, and I'm just going to pick up a little bead of this color. This purple is M14, it's smoke purple, and you can see that it does not marbleize. See how easy it is to work with. So this color is M14 from Notpolish also, and I'm not going to pull it all the way down to the tip of the nail because I want to keep that clear. That's why I didn't pick up a big bead, so because I want to keep the tips of the nail clear. Alright, and this is number 102. Did you know 102 is Nude Panther, and it's actually the top seller from Notpolish for many years. Still is one of our top seller because with this nude, it will make any color ombre very easy. This color will make your ombre life so much easier. Okay guys, okay, so what I did earlier is I add a little bit of clear acrylic at the tip of the nails because if it's wet, you can't stick on the hearts, right? So while I'm waiting for the ombre to dry, I'm gonna add on the hearts. But if you guys are not really fast at nails yet, I suggest you wait for the ombre to dry a little bit and then make your cuts and then do the hearts at the end, because while you do your heart, your ombre might be too dry for you to make your cuts. So now that it's a little matte, so it kind of dries a little bit, I am going to make my first cut like that. Just use an X-Acto knife and just kind of press it down lightly. Do not apply too much pressure, okay guys? These knives are really sharp, and just be really careful when you guys are working with this. And if you guys are really too nervous to use it, you can use a fishing line. There you go, fishing line to make your cuts also. I should make a video on how to use that. But anyways, back to our video. We are gonna remove that piece right there. And for this, don't worry if the lines of the cuts is not exactly super straight, because what I'm going to go in is with the glitter right now. I'm going to go in with a purple glitter in the center, and what I'm going to do is I will place the glitter, I will make the glitter super straight like that. So that will straighten out my line just like that with the glitter. Make sure you guys don't get it on top of the ombre. But if you do end up getting it on, I don't know what I'm saying. But if you do end up getting it on top of your ombre, just use your brush and just clean it out just like that. You see, and there you go. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna encapsulate it with crystal clear powder. And when working with clear powder, I like to work in 2 beads because I like to make my clear a little bit runnier, because I always mention in my other videos that if it's too dry, it will bubble. So, okay, you will have that air bubble. So make it a little bit runnier so it can have that really super clear see-through looks. And then now I'm just gonna work it into the nail slowly. And when you guys are doing the cutting with the X-Acto knife, it takes a little bit of time, but the hardest part is just timing your powder to the correct drying consistency before you cut. Does that make sense? So if your powder is too dry, you can't make the cut, right? Because it's like cutting into like a piece of hard acrylic, so you can't cut. If it's too wet, when you make your cut, it won't be a straight line. It will be really like, it will stick to your knife, and when you pull, it just be really sloppy. So it just making sure that you have the right amount of drying time is the hardest thing about doing the cuts. So once you get that down, it's super easy. So with this, okay, on to the next nail. We're gonna just apply on the hearts, and I just kept the nail clear, and I apply a thin layer of clear acrylic on, and then I'm just gonna stick on the hearts just like that. And I like to sometimes, not all the time, I like to add glitters into the mix with the hearts just to make it super like sparkly. You don't have to, and I've done many nails without using it, so I like to spice it up a little bit, so I just add a little bit of purple glitter to it. There you go. And then now I'm just gonna add a little bit more clear just to be sure that I have enough clear on there so my hearts can stick on it. Not too thick, okay guys? You don't want to apply a glob of clear acrylic on it, then it will make it too thick. Just a very thin layer, almost like a thin layer of gel, like how you brush on gel polishes. So just a thin layer so the hearts can stick. And once that is done and good, we're gonna go in and encapsulate the whole nail with crystal clear powder. And you guys probably noticed that I've been inconsistent with my YouTube videos because I've been really busy. I've been back to the warehouse and I have to help them catch up on a lot of things. So, but hopefully I am back. Okay, guys. So again, I'm gonna go in, and this is my second bead to the last nail, right? I'm just gonna go in with the second bead of clear acrylic and just kind of lightly tap it all the way down to the end. And then once I have it to dry a little bit more, then I go in and press and pull it down. But when the acrylic is still kind of wet, I won't pull it because I will end up dragging too much off the nail. So now that it's kind of dry a little bit more, I just pull it all the way down. Okay, so when it's wet, just make sure you just kind of tap it into the nail, kind of work it into the nails, and then once it dries a little bit more, then you can press and pull all the way down to the tip of the nails. And again, make sure you guys point the finger, your client's finger, downward, okay? Because gravity will help pull it all the way down. Do not just hold it like straight out, because what happens is the acrylic can end up running to the side of the nail, so running on both sides of the nail. So just be real careful with that. And you see that little hearts right there? That's okay. I will go in and file it off. So, and then again, we're gonna encapsulate this nail with the crystal clear powder. There you go. And tap the top just to make sure. I don't know, I lost my train of thought. Just tap the top of it. And oh yeah, I was gonna tell you guys, California finally opened up. We finally got the okay to open up our salons, but it's really hard times for salon owners right now, because you know, during the pandemic we were supposed to be closed, but there was a lot of salons that stayed open, and you can't really blame them. I don't know, because you know, people have rent to pay and bills, and it's really expensive in California, so they can't afford to be closed. And so what happened is they stay open, and I feel like the salon that stay closed, we end up losing a lot of our clientele to the salon that stay open. So I know it's going to be really hard to start back up again, because we probably lost 50% of our clientele, if not more. But hey, let's be hopeful that 2021 is going to be better, that now that we have the vaccine. I haven't taken it yet. I'm nervous, but hey, I guess it's better than anything that we're going through right now, right guys? Okay, let's be positive right now. Let's not think about all the crazy stuff. So what I did, just encapsulate it all the way down to the tip of the nails, and make sure you guys keep the shape of the nail, okay? All right, and then now I'm just gonna go in and ombre the other nail. So just lightly tap the top of it. Oh, and when you guys are working with like super vibrant colors like these, make sure you guys put a thin layer of clear acrylic on their nail bed. Why? Because when we're using these really super pigmented color, you don't want it to be on the nail bed, because when you have to remove it, it will be really hard to remove it on top of their nail bed. So if you apply a thin layer of clear acrylic on the nail bed, when you go to remove the nails, when you have to soak them off or whatever for a new set or even a backfill, it really helps and save you a lot of time, because you have that protective layer between the pigmented color and their nail bed, rather than that super vibrant color just stuck on the nail bed, you know. And again, you see how even with this purple is super vibrant, but you see how this number 102 just cover it really well like that with the first bead. And when you guys are doing ombre, if it's a super vibrant color, always do 2 beads. You see the first bead is a little bit above the color, and then go in with the second bead a little bit higher, because when it's super vibrant like that, you don't know if your powder it's opaque enough to cover up the color underneath. So just to be sure, always use 2 beads, right? There you go. And now I'm just going to clean off the sides a little bit, and especially when working with vibrant colors, make sure you guys use a thin layer of clear acrylic to encapsulate the ombre, because if you don't, like what I'm doing right now, I'm just applying a thin layer of clear acrylic on top of it, because if you don't, when you go to file the nail, you can accidentally file off the ombre. You won't have that smooth transition. It's really easy to make it like with one little mistake of the filing on top of it, then your ombre will look very harsh. It won't look like super blended. Okay, now I'm just gonna work it out. I don't know why I am so out of breath with this video. My mouth is like actually tired from talking. I don't know. So I'm just gonna clean the edges off a little bit. Okay, and now that is good. We're just gonna brush it down just a little bit like that. Okay, now let's go in and shape the nails. Okay guys, you see how the heart just kind of flew off right there. Okay, so what I'm using right now is the 5-in-1 super cut. Okay, because I have to use 2 drill bits, because sometimes I don't know, one is more of a finer finish, one is a little more coarse. Sometimes I just like to work with the finer one, sometimes more of the coarse one, depending on what kind of nails I'm working with. If I'm doing a lot of cuts and my nails is a little bit thicker, I use a little bit I use the 5-in-1 cross bit. But right now I'm using the 5-in-1 super cut just to pre-shape my nails. Okay guys, I'm pre-shaping my nails with the drill bit. Look, you can see, look how nice the shape already look like with the drill bit. Oh my god, something is wrong with me today. I don't know why I just can't speak right today, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so now what I'm using right now is you know what? Maybe because my daughter is sleeping right now and I'm trying to be really quiet. Okay, anyways guys, so what I did is finished shaping, buffer it all super nice and smooth, and what I'm brushing on right now is an ombre gel from Notpolish. Now I'm cleaning off the edges just a little bit, and then I'm gonna dry it under the light for 30 seconds. Once it's dry, I'm gonna use an ombre brush and then dip it directly into that jar of powder of the M14 I used earlier, and just brush it on. Okay, now if that's not dark enough for me, I'm gonna go in with the second layer of the ombre gel from Notpolish again, brush it on, clean the edges just a little bit before you guys dry it. There you go, clean it up, and then dry it for 30 seconds, and now brush it on again. This will darken up the color, so the darker you want, the more layer of gel you want to brush on, but usually 3 layers is max. You will get the color dark enough. Look at this ombre. You see how easy this is? Look at this perfect transition. And now we're just gonna go in with the matte top coat. And remember, I always like to clean off the edges of the nails just to keep the shape of the nail super sharp, okay guys? And then we're gonna go in with the matte top coat for this nail also. And you guys, if you guys remember, you guys know that I always put a clear gel polish on the bottom of the nail. If it's a clear nail, you can see like how the heart is clear at the bottom like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a matte top coat on top and then the clear top coat on the bottom. Make sure you guys use a glossy top coat on the bottom, so that way it will make your clear a lot more see-through. Alright guys, and clean it. And my question of the day today is, what is your favorite color to ombre? You know why I'm asking you this? Because I feel like spring is coming, and it just reminds me of all the pastel ombre that I've done before, and those are my favorite things to do. I love to do pastel color ombre. So what color ombres do you like to work with? And leave your answer down below, and I will pick 2 winners, one from the last video and one from this video, to announce on my upcoming video, guys. And good luck to you guys. So now the top coat is on. All the top coats are on for the nails, so I'm gonna go in with our rhinestone glue. Okay, so diamond glue, non-cleansing diamond gel, and just apply on my little rhinestones like that. And make sure it goes all the way across. And what I love about that, it doesn't run. So I'm gonna use a shorter design brush. If you see that, it's a shorter brush to make my little detail brush designs. Don't use the long one. I feel like I have less control when I'm doing small details with the long brush. So use a shorter bristle brush. I have to say that slowly because it's a little bit tongue twister for me. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna paint on the hearts right there. So just use the gel that matches the ombre and then just paint on the hearts. And then once we're done with the hearts, just sprinkle on the powder, the same powder that you use for the ombre. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna sprinkle it on. Yeah, I can't speak today. Sprinkle it on, and now you see how the gel raises up again. I'm gonna sprinkle it on top of it one more time just to make sure that the gel absorb all the powder, or the powder absorb all the gel, whichever way it works. But you see that? Now again, to make sure that it's all, there you go, it's super matte now. That means it's absorbed it all. And I like to use the longer brush for these kind of lines right here. You see, one stroke all the way down. You see that? I did not pick up the brush, just one stroke all the way down. That way your line will be super straight. Don't just keep pausing, pick up, pause, because your lines will end up looking really choppy. Okay, so now same thing, sprinkle on the powder, and then once that's on, we're gonna cure it under the light for 30 seconds and then brush it off. And you will have some excess on top of the nail. You either can have your clients wash their hands, it'll come off, or just rub some alcohol on it and move it. And this is finished.